Hello, my loves, and welcome back to an episode of Embracing Power and Potential. I hope you have all had a fabulous week, as always. I am just currently sitting at my new desk, very excited about it. I have revamped my office space, so that's my update for the week. Because I'm so excited about it. I will actually have a guest on Friday. We will be recording an episode. So definitely keep tuned for that. It will probably be posted in the new year. And it's actually crazy. So, Montana, who I am collaborating with, she used to be a podcast manager. And I had a call with her. It would be 2 years ago now. Wow, that's crazy. 2 years ago now, and we had a call about how I wanted to start my own podcast. And at the time, I was writing blogs and had built my own website. And those blogs ended up turning into my first episodes. But it's just such a full circle moment that I've got a fully established podcast, and now we are collaborating and actually having an episode together. So, yeah, I think it's a little glimmer moment, and I am proud of myself just for taking the action and taking the risk and putting myself out there. So, that's my little update for the week. Now, I'm going to get into this week's episode. Welcome, listeners, to Embracing Power and Potential, your go-to podcast where we travel through the realms of personal growth, mindset mastery, and fear-conquering strategies to help achieve your greatest desires. I'm your host, Portia, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on this transformative experience. If you're ready to unleash your authentic power and elevate your life, you're in the right place. Join me and our special guests as we embark on conversations that will broaden your horizons and enrich your journey. So, sit back and immerse yourself in these unmatched discussions. It's time to expand your mind and your life. So, the episode of today, I am going through my ins and outs for 2026. I thought I would recreate this episode because I actually did it last year, and it was my top episode for the whole year. So hopefully you love this one just as much. And the purpose of this is a bit of reflection for myself, just to see. I actually listened to the one that I posted this week, and I went through and I was like, holy shit, I've actually done all of the things that I said that I would do, except for two, which were friends, sleepovers, and traveling, because I literally did not have the time. We were busy this year. I literally didn't even have time to catch up for coffees with my friends, let alone sleepovers. But I think this is just a good episode to inspire you to see, what you want to do in your 2026. What are some new habits you want to bring in, or what are some old habits that you want to get rid of? So, without further ado, let's get into what we are bringing in for 2026. Number one, creating space for aligned friendships. This year has really been a transformative year for me, and I've only just found this out myself. It's actually the year of the snake. Sorry, I need to go and get water on my throat. Oh, okay, sorry. And the year of the snake represents shedding your old self, old identities, any karmic connections, just releasing anything that doesn't serve you in this new version of yourself. Because I believe that people, experiences, situations come in seasons, and then we outgrow them, whether it's friendships or relationships. We move on to our next level, our next phase of life. And that has definitely been a theme for me this year. Let me tell you. I've lost my closest friendships that I thought honestly would be around forever. But I've accepted that as part of my journey, and I am excited to create space for new aligned friendships, which is my number one in. So to create space, you have to let go. And it's hard. And it's sad, and it can be, you know, difficult to have to feel through all your emotions and reflect on how these relationships or experiences have served you, and be thankful for the good times, and know that this is a season of growth, and you're leveling up, you're outgrowing old things because you're becoming a new version of yourself. I'm talking to myself, but if anyone else needs to hear that, I'm sure that it has been a theme for quite some of you this year. And then we have to look forward to next year, which is the year of the horse. It is representing a transformational year, they are saying. So this is the year we shed everything, we get rid of our old identities, anything that's not serving us, to move into our new identities. So that's our little bit of hope we have for the year to come. Now, my number 2 is solo travel. And I did have traveling for one of my ins this year, but we didn't get anywhere near traveling. I've been on hustle mode, grinding, working, but it's okay because I have booked a trip for next year. I will be solo traveling, and I will definitely let you know more about that when I get to that. But I just feel like when you travel alone, I feel like there is so much more growth that happens because you really block out the noise. Moving away from your hometown, for starters, just gets rid of a layer of that identity that holds you to that environment. You become the person who you truly are. So I'm excited to see where my little adventure next year takes me. But let's move to number 3. Connecting more with my intuition through reading tarot cards and oracle cards. So this is something I used to do every day in Melbourne when I was consciously connecting with my higher self or my intuition. I would pull oracle cards because they say that, the cards give you the answers, but the cards just tell you what you already know, your inner knowings. And when you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that, that's right, because that's your intuition. When you pull a card from your gut feeling, when you're drawn to a certain card and it's the exact answer you were looking for, because deep down you already know that. So it's important not to base your life on the cards, but it's just a good little tool to really connect with your inner self and to make it stronger. I did it every day, and honestly, it is easy. Your intuition is always there. You always have that gut feeling or your little inner voice or niggle. But you can get disconnected from it through the chaos of life and living in autopilot all the time. So, consciously connecting with your inner world is something that I really like to do, and I haven't this year at all, really. So, just making the time to come back to pulling oracle and tarot cards, even if it's just, one on a day, but making the time for it. Okay, number 4. Now, this one, studying neuroscience. Honestly, I love studying. When I got my life coaching certification, I was like literally studying 24/7. I would be falling asleep at my computer, studying in the truck because I did really need I had a deadline and there was a lot of content and modules to get through. But I love that. My brain is stimulated and I need more of that. So I really want to, I've seen a online course that you can do for neuroscience. And it's literally about the chemicals in your brain. And I like to look at it as the science of manifestation, how the chemicals in your brain are wired to make certain things happen, how you can reprogram your brain to create the life you desire. Everything that my brand preaches, but really learning and digging into the science behind it intrigues me and excites me. So look forward to more sciencey sort of content. Honestly, it will be the same. It's just being able to really articulate the mechanics of manifestation and reprogramming your mind from a scientific based facts instead of philosophy. So I'm very excited for that. Number 5, podcast collaborations. I had a goal this year, 2025, to have 5 podcast guests or be on guests of 5 shows. So just 5 podcast collaborations in general. And I hit that goal. I'm actually about to have my 6th this week. So I hit my goal. And yeah, I just want to keep collaborating and double my goal from this year. So we'll see some new guests in the following year. Number 6, meditation walks. One of my ends for 2025 was meditation, and I have been pretty consistent with my meditations actually. I'm always meditating anytime I've got a day off. Or now what I do is in my afternoon walk, I actually go for a meditation walk. It's so powerful to use movement, connecting with your body while rewiring your brain through meditation. And it's specifically embodiment walking meditation. So one of them is called Become Her. Shout out to Georgie Stephen and the Rise app. That's where I get all my meditations from. So I'll actually link that here in the show notes for this episode so you can have a look at it yourself. Highly, highly recommend. And one of the meditations is called Become Her. And you're literally walking and creating the embodiment of the version that you want to be. And with consistency of doing that, it makes it easier to embody that, not just when you're on your walk, but throughout your whole day. And really connecting with your breath and visualizing the sort of day that you want to have. That's something I've really been enjoying lately, especially as the weather's getting beautiful outside. So, love my walks. And that leads me to number 7, which is actually non stimulation walks. So, I love my meditation walks, but what I want to do more of next year is non stimulation walks, leaving my phone at home and just being with my thoughts, being present, and just embracing the stillness of life. Because we are always so plugged in, whether we've got headphones in, TV going, reels on our phone or videos, whatever it is, music playing in your car, the radio. We are always plugged in. Our brains are ticking 24/7. So just disconnecting for a moment connects you so much more to yourself. And it just blocks the noise for a minute, because when you're in stillness, especially as I have embodied and become a creator, my best ideas always come when I'm either in the shower or driving or on a walk, when I'm not listening to anything, when I'm just present. That's when your intuition is loud and it comes through. And that's where the best ideas happen. So, making more time for stillness. And number 8 is CEO days. So, as I'm still working in my day job, I obviously don't have all the time in the world to focus on my business and my brand. So, what I have done is I've taken Fridays off from my day job and I have created a CEO day. So, from start to finish, I am the CEO of my business, of my life. And I embody the version of me that is only working for herself. And I do that every Friday. The morning routine that I do, I work on the program that I'm building. I actually, this Friday, have a podcast guest in the morning. Then I've got my coaching client early afternoon. And then I've got a photo shoot for my brand. So just really taking the day to embody that version of myself and being in that energy. And honestly, the craziest thing, so I have only just set the intention to really create this CEO day a week ago, because I've finally been able to take that Friday off with staff changing and everything. So I've taken that Friday, I've said, I've set the intention, this is my CEO day, and then bam, I got a podcast collaboration wanting to book for Friday morning. And then without me even reaching out or doing anything, someone that I had been in contact with a few months ago now has booked a session with me for Friday. So it's just crazy how when you set the intention of who you want to be and what you want your life to look at, the universe will literally start conspiring things to happen for you exactly the way that you believe is meant to happen. So that's just a little quick manifestation for you. But it's just also how easy life gets and how much things fall into place when you are walking in alignment, when you are becoming the embodiment of the version who you said you want to be. So be the proof that this shit works. Number 9, my in is saunas. I freaking love saunas. Probably my favorite form of self-care. But if I'm being honest, I have probably not even had one this year. Because as I've said, I have been busy. And for me not to have a sauna, my schedule is packed. And there are so many different benefits to saunas: detoxification, muscle recovery, and pain relief. Just your immunity in general, honestly, it makes you live longer because it stimulates white blood cell production. It helps you with glowing skin. And it actually reduces stress and helps you sleep better, especially if you have red light saunas or infrared saunas. And if you do have an infrared sauna, if you go to one, you can have like different colors, and the different colors help you with different things. Like I know orange for inflammation, I think purple's for calmness, and mood boosting is, I think, the blue one for, and it actually can reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. So there's so many different benefits. Definitely do your own research of saunas, but I absolutely love them and they just make me feel so good after. So definitely making the time for that. And my last in for this year is mala beads. If you don't know what they are, that's so okay, because I didn't even know until about a week ago. I was on my business coaching call on my Friday, because every Friday I have a call with my business coach. And what we did was some affirmations and different things to rewire our subconscious beliefs. And what she had was a mala bead, and it was like a long necklace made of little beads. And every time we repeated the affirmation, we would move our fingers one up on all of the beads until we get all the way around. And I loved that. So I definitely need to go out and actually buy one so I can start up leveling my mantras and affirmations. Okay, so that's it for my ins for 2026. Wow, so crazy to say that. Now, my outs. Number one, perfectionism. I have been working through my perfectionism since I was a young child. And honestly, even when it comes to social media or like these podcasts, just like posting and not looking at the nitty gritty, or just doing it and worrying about it later, or not worrying about it at all. Number two, saying yes to everything, even when I don't want to do it. And in brackets, people pleasing. This was one of my outs for last year. So we did get a little practice this year, but I am just reminding myself and you that we are allowed to say no to anything that doesn't feel good. Okay. Number three is fear of posting on socials. Obviously, this year I have been putting myself out there, creating content, making videos, and I know there is a lot of new creators in the online space that are doing their thing and following their passion. And it used to scare the shit out of me. I mean, it still does. Sometimes I just post and set the intention that it is meant to find the right people and just leave it. Because it's sad that we are feared of getting judged, especially by our closest people, worrying that our friends are going to be talking about what we're posting behind our backs, because, it's not the norm. We're putting ourselves out there. But if you are, I praise you, and keep doing what you know you are meant to do. That's what I tell myself. Number four is unorganized schedule for posting on socials is out. At the moment, recently I have just sort of been posting reels sometimes once, most of the time twice a week. but I've been trying to like record them while I'm out on my walks. So now last weekend I have made a 3-month schedule for making content and posting content. So it just helps my mind be a little more organized and having posts scheduled. So I'm not trying to sit there in my breakout work and scheduling posts and everything. It will be done. Number 5 is reacting to things instead of controlling my energy. Reacting instead of responding. And when you feel bothered or triggered by something someone says, what I am doing for myself now, and if you have been a reactive person in your past and you want to change that, I take a deep breath. It sounds so simple, but breathing before you take your next actions will ground your energy, and I promise you, you will act differently and behave differently every single time when you go to lash out. Or just breathe and come back to yourself, center your energy. Number 6 is negative self-talk. I personally am so good now at picking up. I never really speak badly about myself. This is a reminder for you, my beautiful audience, to be kind to yourself. I remember it was a few weeks ago, I said, oh, I'm an idiot or something because I forgot to do something. I can't remember the exact situation. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not. Like, it's so quick. Like, I am so aware of my inner dialogue when it comes to how I speak about myself. But the crazy thing is that we have 60,000 thoughts a day, and we don't know what half of them are. And most of them are repeated thoughts from the previous day and the previous day. So if you unconsciously are telling yourself, oh, I'm so stupid, oh, I'm not good enough, all of these negative things, you don't even know that you unconsciously say that to yourself all the time. So how to become aware of these thoughts is to start actively speaking to yourself more positively. I am smart. I am capable. Start off with things that can be believable, because the more that you repeat it and write it down, you actually rewire your subconscious beliefs to think that, and then it becomes second nature to speak nicely instead of negatively about yourself. It's so important. So, so, so important. What you believe about yourself will form your reality. Number 7 is doom scrolling. Honestly, there's not much more that I need to say than that. Time management. Managing my time better. I have put the little timers on my phone, so any more than 30 minutes a day, it will shut off all social medias, and I have to actually put a passcode in and everything to get back into it. So no doom scrolling, better time management. Number 8, putting my time and energy into the wrong things or people instead of focusing on who I want to be and embodying that. So what are you putting your time and energy into? What do your habits look like? Do they align with the version of you who you're trying to become? What about the people that you have around you? Do they support your goals? Do they expand you? Or do you sit around and gossip and have low vibrational conversations and talk shit about other people? That's an intention that I'm setting for the next year, is to be mindful around who I surround myself with. Do they align with my highest version of me? And that's not saying that you think that you're better than anyone. They just simply don't align with the version of yourself or your values with who you want to be. And that's okay. Remember, people come and go through seasons of life. You can outgrow certain relationships, and this is a good thing. This means that you are evolving and growing as a person. And there will, of course, be emotions that you will have to work through: guilt, shame, for moving to a new version of yourself. But sit with your emotions and let them move through you. My advice is to stretch or write down your feelings and get them out of your mind onto paper. That is you releasing that energy. And number 9 is feeling guilty for resting. I will say, since I have been starting at 5 a.m. and doing the morning shifts at work, I have been very more gentle with myself and giving myself on Friday nights. I watch Netflix in bed. That's my treat. And just like actually laying myself down and reading and not actually feeling bad about it, but I want to carry this energy into 2026 because resting is productive, my loves. And that's something I have to work through all the time. I literally lay there and think, oh, I've got to be doing something. So it's okay to rest. And the last out for 2026 is late nights, because this is my worst habit. Putting myself to bed at 9 o'clock every night is my goal for 2026. Realistically, I'm getting to bed about 10:30, maybe 11. Would benefit me so much in my energy. I'm just like, I've tried to take naps during the day and it's just not really me. I cannot relax my mind during the day and fall asleep. And if I do, I'm like sleeping. So, early nights. All right, my loves, that is my ins and outs for 2026. Maybe this can be a good little exercise for you to look at. What are you bringing in for your new year? And what are you leaving in 2025? Love you so much. I hope you have an amazing holidays, new year, and be the best version of yourself in 2026. Become the version of you that you've always wanted to be deep down. I love you so much, and we will speak in the next episode. Bye for now.